Toledo Walleye finally had the home opener this past weekend as we welcome in Matt Melzak from the organization. Matt, thank you for coming in.
Always a pleasure, Mark, and it was nice to actually be at home for a game.
Yeah, Toledo, the final ECHL team to have their home opener. Outside of the result Saturday night, it was everything you would want for packed house, great atmosphere, just come up a little bit short.
Yeah, I mean, you had an amazing crowd in there. They were loud, they were into it, and everything you could have asked for happened. You get a turnover early, gets right to Brandon Hawkins, he scores a goal, the place comes unglued, you're a minute and a half in, you're like, oh, this is going to be great. You got a team that didn't play the night before, rolled in the afternoon in Cincinnati, and, you know, I mean, hats off to them, because once that happened, they really got into their game. They kind of slugged it out a little bit, really kind of dampened everything and kind of took the crowd out of it, took a lot of things out of it. It just kind of slowed the game down, played it at a pace that, you know, Toledo doesn't like to play at, no question. So, and won the game, and it's going to happen. It happens. You don't win every game, but I mean, certainly you would have loved to have won that one.
Yeah, Cyclones had Friday off. Walleye did not, as they had the overtime victory in Kalamazoo. And let's talk about Gordy Meyer. He had the game-tying goal that forced overtime in Kalamazoo. The Sylvania native really coming on strong in his second season with the Walleye.
Yeah, already with 3 goals. He had 5 all of last year. So he has found not only the offensive stroke, but when you look at the Toledo Walleye defensively right now, he's probably playing the best out of that group back there. Defensively, he's played very well. And then you look at what he's been able to do offensively, which we knew he had that kind of talent, but you look at the goals that he is scoring, and that tying goal in Kalamazoo, him reading it perfectly to go from his point position to see where that puck is going down low, and he comes in, creeps in, and is right there in the perfect spot to get that tying goal. That's, you know, as you start to play more games in pro hockey and you see more things happen, those plays start to develop slower for you. And you saw that from Gordy Meyer. It's possible he could be on his way to a big season. Love the way he's playing right now, not just offensively, but in his own end also. And that's where it all starts. If you're solid there, it's a team-wide thing. If you're solid in that end, you're going to do well on the other side too. It just seems to go hand in hand a lot, Mark.
Well, Fish back on the ice Wednesday morning. That one of those educational days as they let all the school kids come in, try and grow the game and entertain and educate the kids, as well as play a tough hockey game on Wednesday.
Yeah, you know what? Going against Wheeling, a team that we already saw first 2 games of the year. Toledo won 2 there. I love the morning games. I really do. I mean, I know it gets loud and the kids get into it, and that can be fun, you know, for players and for, you know, all of us, really. I enjoy them. I think they're great. I never have had a problem with doing an early game. I just, you know, it's like you wake up and you got hockey. Yeah. I mean, what's better than that? I mean, it's phenomenal, but then, you know, with a busy weekend, this is the first time you're going to play 3 games in a week, too. And usually it's about this time of the year where we get into that, and it's going to end up being 3 games in 4 days.
Obviously, you're busy during those games, but which one of those science experiments do you like the most?
Ooh, boy, that's a great question. And probably when they do the explosion. Yeah, why not?
Everybody loves a good explosion.
Who doesn't? I mean, it's great. We like goal explosions. We like a lot of goals. So, you know, hopefully we'll see that again, too, on Wednesday.
And then on Friday, for the first time this year, it'll be the Walleye and the Comets as Toledo heads out to Fort Wayne Friday night. When Toledo and Fort Wayne get together, it's always an entertaining brand of hockey.
And you never know what you're going to get, Mark. You really don't. Fort Wayne has struggled a little bit out of the gate, you know, but every year you can take that with a grain of salt because they're usually a good team and they find their way to becoming a good team. It's like Toledo. We started off very slow too. I think 3-2 probably are some people that are like, that's a little slow for the Toledo Walleye.
That's the expectations for the franchise.
Exactly. So, you know, but you know the team's going to get it together and get right at some point and get those constant wins that we see. I mean, so many times I can look over all the years and there's those stretches where you don't play great. And then all of a sudden you take off, and you know Fort Wayne's one of those teams that's always pretty good. And then Kalamazoo at home on Saturday to end that 3-4. The only good thing about that is you get the road game in the middle. It's always easier to finish a 3-4 or a 4-5 when you're at home.
And that all begins Wednesday morning against Wheeling. You can see that game live right here on BCSN. Of course, Matt Melzak will be on the call. Thanks, Matt.
Got it. Thank you, Mark. Let's go Fish.